Let's see what's up. Oops. How'd I go back to? I wonder. So sorry guys, bear with me. I just kind of want to make sure that this goes live every time. It's kind of hard to tell right away. Seems like it is. Seems like everything's good. Yeah. But I'm like looking from the app and just to see if I see another streaming going. Let me try one more thing. I search that. Yeah, it doesn't really show if it's live or not. I guess there it does. If I click that. All right, we are. If I see another streaming going. Hell yeah. Nice. I'm gonna set this timer just so I know a little bit. But day 2. Good morning. Let's see. So day 2 of 75 hard for me, and day 2 of streaming live. I was checking out the video from yesterday, and it was a little laggy, so I updated some frame rates. Hopefully this is going to be a little better, and I'm not chopping off my head this time. So, but yeah, what's up? I'm actually excited. I got both my workouts in today. I just got my reading to do, my water to drink, and I'm fucking good on the day, which is cool because I like to try to get my shit done early. And then I decided, I don't know if you guys make New Year's resolutions and stuff. I had wanted to take the week from Christmas to New Year's to myself, really just like sit and reflect on what I wanted to do, write down plans. I'm working on getting more organized, and I swear just like life gets in the way. I worked a couple shifts at the bar I work, and then I ended up doing a photo shoot for somebody, and then hanging out with some friends a day or two. So I just really didn't hardly have any time to myself. So I have kind of finished up most of my projects. I have like 1 or 2 more to do. But then I'm like, okay, so you didn't take that week, so I'm going to take the first 10 days even of January to really kind of set some of my intentions for this year. And I mean, I already have I want to do the podcast. Already have filmed an episode and filming another this weekend. But there's a lot of just little things that I want to achieve, just cleaning everything up, organizing around the house. And God, dude, living in my life is just, it's always a clusterfuck. So I have to figure out how to stay organized. But and then just figuring out like, okay, how do I schedule my 75 hard shit, which I think for most days should be pretty easy, except for, it's not easy, but I'll be able to get everything done. But on Saturdays I work a double at the bar, so I got to get up super early to make sure I get everything done, because I do not want to come home from the bar at like 9 or 10 and go out in this fucking cold and do my outside workout. So I got to get that done early. And my gym's closed after like 8 or 9, I think. So yeah, anyway, I have to figure that one out. But I mean, there's a couple things I want to do, like start planning time to make music again. So I got to download a new set of software, get a set of headphones, get some of my recording gear up and ready in my desk so I can start making some shit. I got to, let's see, there's like some stuff to learn about like social media and how to have better virality and say YouTube and TikTok. So there's a course that I bought that I want to start looking into. There's also a mobility course that I want to look at and start doing daily. And maybe I'm biting off too much, but yeah, man, my knees fucking hurt. I went running yesterday, like one run, and like my knees are like aching today. So I just walked outside today, which is still better than nothing, but I really got to start doing some mobility exercises and knee strengthening, hip strengthening, etc. Just I'm getting old, man. So I want to keep my movement and my mobility and stuff. But so I got that to do. I really want to look into some AI programs like Opus and Munch, I think they're called. Basically, take the podcast that I filmed, upload it, and then it kind of scours it for the best kind of moments of the podcast and clips it out for you with captions and things. And I've tried it before, but man, I am such a perfectionist. I really could talk a lot about this all the time because perfectionism, I swear, holds me back so much. And I think there are benefits, you know. I think that I work really hard to put out my best work. And there's a lot of, you know, like there's a lot of quality that comes from it and a lot of attention to detail. But it's held me back from starting my podcast for years. It's held me back from doing it because I have to make sure everything's perfect. I mean, even this live streaming, I could have probably started this on my phone 6 months ago when I wanted to, but had to make sure everything was perfect. And you know, it's not even perfect. So that's the thing. It's like you let this perfection hold you back. And you're like, oh, I can't start till it's perfect. But then when you start, you realize, well, you're not going to get it perfect the first time anyway because you've never done it. So you perfect it by doing it over and over instead of just like all this preparation. So, and with the podcast, I put so much time into cuts from one camera to the other through the course of a 2-hour episode, and then making sure my clips are perfect, that I don't have enough time to get the content out. And so it takes so much time to edit that I end up delaying editing podcasts. I release one once every 3 to 4 weeks. And I realize that perfectionism is getting in the way, and then when I'm not consistent, you know, it's not helping me in the algorithm, etc. So I think that it's really important for me to let go of some of that control and perfectionism and get some of the tools that are out there to help. Ideally, eventually, I want to have somebody that works in studio with me during the podcast and can help me produce it and switch from cameras live, etc. So this might be all too in the weeds for anyone who listens to this, but it's just stuff I've been thinking about. But yeah, fuck, man, when I was out walking today outside, I was like, fuck, I do not want to do this today because it's extra foggy, extra cold. There was a layer of ice on my car when I woke up this morning. And I'm like, God damn, I can't believe I signed up for this. But I truly believe I'm a person that when I decide I'm going to do something, I do it no matter what. And so I know that I can see this thing through. But it was kind of funny just, you know, walking through the park and there's just nobody out there. I mean, it's just fucking cold and foggy and dreary, and I'm like, yeah, no fucking sane person gets out there in this shit. But I guess I'm not exactly sane. But it is cool. I do listen to Audible and listen to books here and there, and then I listen to a lot of podcasts. So it'll be cool. I can listen to some books and stuff while I like run or walk out there. But normally I used to do some cardio inside in the gym, and one of my tricks was I would watch some HBO show or Prime show. So I was watching Mayor of Kingstown. And that makes me more likely to do the cardio because I am watching something entertaining that has that sucks you in. So, I might be done at 45 minutes and then there's like some crazy scene, so I end up watching another 15 minutes and running. But you can't really run and look at the phone. So I'm just stuck listening to something else. So I listen to podcasts or whatever. But it's cool because I get to learn a lot. And then I also, with 75 Hard, you have to read 10 pages of a book, an actual physical book. So actually I have it right here. I started this guy, The Gap and the Gain. My brother gave this to me, Dan Sullivan. The premise so far is there's like two ways of living. You're living in the gap or you're living in the gain. And it's about like finding happiness in your success. And so for a lot of people like myself and entrepreneurs and people that want to be successful, they always measure their happiness based on like where they are and where they want to be. I might be giving this not a very good explanation, but versus measuring their success on where they are and where they started. So from where they are and where they want to be is the gap, but the closer or the more you achieve, the further up where you want to be. You move the goalposts, which is fine, but then if you're always measuring yourself short of what you want, you're not happy. And I guess there's a lot of research into depression and anxiety and stuff with people that are like high achievers and want to achieve great things. And these basically finding out that in order to be happy along the journey, you need to measure where you are versus where you started, whether it started for the year or started originally. And so I'm only 10 pages in because I read 10 yesterday. I'm going to read another 10 today, but I am assuming that we'll go into greater detail on that, which is huge for me if I apply it, because I am a person that constantly just measures myself to where I want to go, and I'm not there yet, and I haven't achieved the things that I want to achieve, and I find myself constantly in this state of stress and anxiety, and sometimes just feeling low, trying to figure out fuck, dude, I've been working so hard on this stuff, but I'm not nearly where I want to be. And instead, I should be looking back and being like, where was I, 2 years ago when I started this, or with the podcast. I mean, I already have, I don't have as many episodes as I wanted, but I already have 40 episodes under my belt, and that's, I'm closer to getting to 100 or whatever. And the same with photo, video, and just the things that I've learned, the projects that I've finished. So I think this will be a good book. Thanks, Justin, for sending it to me. I know it was like a year ago you sent it, so I'm just now reading it. But I do have actually a couple physical books that have just been sitting on the shelf. I have a couple of them back there that I'm like, yeah, I'll just read it on Audible because I just never sit down and read. So I guess that's a good thing about 75 Hard, forcing me to sit down and actually read pages. And it's a cool thing. It's a little more nostalgic, reading and stuff. But yeah, fuck, what else should we talk about? I am pretty excited about this, getting good at just chit-chatting. Maybe it's just good for me, honestly, talking through some of my feelings. I wanted to, at some point, figure out ways to have funny takes on shit, and I think I'm funnier when I'm with other people. But yeah, who knows? I think of a lot of funny shit on the toilet, no pun intended. But so when I'm writing down some of my stand-up comedy jokes, it's in the shower I'll think of something, or on the toilet I'll think of something. So Maybe I'll try to relay some of those as I think about them on this. But yeah, man, I guess I was listening to the news this morning, and there was like this, some sort of terror attack in New Orleans where like a guy like drives his truck into a bunch of people. And I was talking to one of my girlfriends today about I was just talking about like how, every time there's like a mass shooting or something, I grew up with guns, and I was always pretty like, pro being able to own a gun. And then for a while there, I was just like, man, like nothing we're doing is working. Like maybe we should just get rid of guns. And this was years back. I was like, I don't think we should, but like maybe it's worth a try. And then COVID happened, and I was like, nope, fuck that. Like I want to have my guns. Like who knows, what the government does to control a populace. Like it's really good that we have guns, or if the apocalypse happens, like you want to have some guns, right? But then when you see like it doesn't take necessarily a gun to commit some sort of attack, like it's just like, yeah, anybody can get a vehicle and drive into a parade and kill a bunch of people. Like it's pretty fucked up, but you don't need an AR-15 to do it. You just need a vehicle and a bunch of people in the road. So that's kind of eye-opening, where it's just like, fuck, man. I guess that's like kind of been happening more and more in Europe and other places. Just like the weapon of choice now is just a vehicle. But yeah, so I don't know, looking at that in the news, and in some ways I think like the political landscape, it's going to be interesting with the new president and just a new shift, and hopefully things will work out for the better. Everything's expensive. People seem to be like super at odds with each other. Lots of war, etc. So, I really don't want to talk that much politics on this thing too much, but hopefully things will change for the better. But at the same point, like, what if they don't and things just get worse? I don't know. It's a very unsettling time. And I guess that goes back to like me just starting and doing the things that I want to do, because when I like quit my job the first time and dove into photo video and sold my Bitcoin at a loss, and I was like, dude, I don't want to just wait for 30 years and save up money and hopefully retire with a little bit of something, or wait to take a risk. I was like, dude, the world could drastically change in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We have no idea where the world could be in 20, 30 years. It could be vastly different. So I don't want to miss out on opportunity to just do what I want to do with my life and chase my dreams and run the podcast I want, make the music I want. And so like I was like, what am I waiting on? And I go through phases where I get frustrated, or some phases where I get super motivated. Like right now I'm very motivated, and I know that motivation is not a great way to achieve things. You need discipline, which is why I'm doing the 75 hard, to try to build that skill in me, so that way I still work on shit even when I don't want to. But yeah, I at least at this moment I'm still pretty motivated, but this is only day 2 of my commitments. But I am happy to be finally doing this, and just working on talking, working on expressing feelings, and hey, if I bring some people along for the ride, that's gonna be cool too. So if you see this, if you have any questions, shoot me a comment. I'm happy to answer anything, and just you can follow along for the journey if you'd like. But sweet, man, I think I'm done for today. Catch you guys tomorrow.